Welcome to the Dinner and Dungeons podcast. I'm your host, Batholomew Wrigley. Today we're going to be getting into a whole heap of trouble as we make characters for the Marvel Multiverse RPG. But before we get started on that, let's introduce you to the other hosts of the podcast.
Hello, I'm the other host. My name is Screechie Deechie. Nice to meet you guys. And I have hazel eyes. I'm about 6'1", and I have curly hair. And I'm kind of like caramel complected. So yeah, there you go. I'm Gabe, actually.
My name is Davon Stewart. I'm about 6'3", caramel complected, and yeah, I'm another host, so I'm happy to be here with you guys.
So we still got like height too.
It's just because he said his height.
My name is Austin Johnson.
You happy to be here, Austin?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, cool. I'm Donnie. It's great to be here. Excited for this new adventure.
I'm Donnie.
We can all be Donnie.
We can both be Donnie.
I like it.
I like it like that.
All right, so...
That ate me up.
So with this, this is the first time any of us have actually played this game. We're going to be doing a one-shot to really learn the rules before we get into the nitty-gritty of our campaign that we cooked up. So I'm going to go back around the table, and the cast is going to introduce their characters, give a little tidbit about themselves, maybe their height, their weight, what they look like, and then we're going to go through some questions for character building. We are going to cook this up pretty detailed, so to the viewers, you guys are willing, or if you're willing, you can take these characters and use them in your own game. So since I'm going to be the GM of the campaign, I'm not going to have a character to play, but I'm still going to cook one up. The theme here is all of our characters have X genes, and we're all teens, so we're the X gene teens. I will be building Duran Dexter, codename the Durantula. His X gene is a mutation to where his hair grew really thick and coarse, kind of like a tarantula. And he's going to have super strength and spider powers.
That's pretty litty.
Good character. Yeah, good character.
He's
Great stuff, really great stuff.
He's going to dominate the universe. You hear
Really
me?
great.
He ain't even going to make it to the table. At least this one. Hopefully you guys take him and use him.
All right, so my character's name is Screechie Deechie, and he's 6'1", caramel complected, has curly hair and hazel eyes.
And that's your code name, right? What's his real name?
My code name is actually Screech.
Like Saved by the Bell.
Sure.
Nobody ever watched that?
Yeah.
Fakes.
Nope. Gabe actually looks like Screech from Saved by the Bell.
No, he doesn't.
I'm about to look this up.
You're not going to like what you see, bro.
He
didn't turn out well. Okay, Loki, actually, Screech kind of looks like Lil Dicky now.
Really?
Look it up. Look up.
What's
Screech.
old boy from One Tree Hill? What was that? The nerdy looking one.
I don't know.
Man,
Mouth? What was his name?
Mouth?
that's rough. I'm looking at a picture right now.
But look at modern day. Look at modern day Screech. That looks like Lil Dicky, bro.
That does not look like a Screechy Deechie.
If you're wondering at home, you should check out Screech from Saved by the Bell to understand what Bartholomew was getting at there.
This is an interesting comment right there.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
It's the truth.
It's the truth. All right, who's next?
I'll go. So my character's name is Nori Watanabi. He is a Asian teen, 16 years old, about 5'10", 165 on the build, light work. His powers are going to consist of almost like the character Reptile, from like Superhero Squad, that show. But he can have, separate body parts or his whole body turn into a variety of different animals. We'll get into more of that stuff later on.
And just a heads up for the viewers, we are going to homebrew the shape-shifting power. So if you guys are listening at home and you're like, that's a rank 3 ability, we're going to cook up something special with it. I'm chefing in the kitchen.
My character's name is Mclaine, Hans Mcqueen.
Cooking on that one.
He's 5'11", 157.
And we haven't said any ages because they're all going to be playing teens. They're all 16
I said
years
16.
old.
I said 16.
I'm sorry, I missed that. I'm deaf.
I'm going to be playing as Derek Fox. His code name is Ninetails. He is also from Oriental descent, Illinois. He's 5'10", 193 pounds. He's a beefy boy. Hazel eyes, black hair.
All right, so now that we've learned the names and some of the code names of the boys. Hi, boys. Hey, buddy. How you doing? Did all you guys talk about your genders? Are you
Male.
guys all playing
Male.
I'm a male.
Yeah.
Actually,
Male.
in fact, all playing
I
male.
didn't mention my powers, but I'm a male.
I did not
We
mention
haven't-
my pal is evil.
Have any
Are
like
you sure?
distinguishing mutations or anything on your guys' bodies to show like your X gene or anything like that?
I have a special marking on my body from my mom's side. It's going to be a tattoo almost, but on like the lower back. So
a tramp stamp.
like where a tramp stamp would normally be popular. Yes, that's where I would be at.
What is it of?
I don't know yet. I don't know. I haven't came up with that
Haven't cooked
idea
it up yet.
I haven't
That's
came up
all
with the
right. We're in
idea
the
yet. You know,
creation
I was,
process.
this is all on the fly right now. But
Who knows if this character's well liked? Maybe we can get some fan
like an
art of
artist
it.
to draw. Maybe it's a dragon with a heart, like a super cartoony heart.
It's going to be a heart that says "Mom." All right, so this is going to be the first question right out of the rip. How did you guys meet? How did you guys become friends? Was it through school? Did you guys create a secret organization? Did you guys go to a club, like chess club?
Me and Davon's
Would be in chess
parents
club.
work at the same business.
Golden Corral.
Yep. They run a Golden Corral.
They run the one in
Well, you guys are in New York City.
where they run that
In Midtown High.
Midtown Golden Corral, the famous one,
The Midtown New York.
the most famous Golden Corral that was ever actually built in this universe.
I think it was the first one, actually.
It was the first one.
It was the first
Yep.
one?
There
Right.
it is.
We're actually going to
We
need somebody
brought
to
that
fact check. Actually, this is a fictional world, so this is the first.
I just
and
checked it, yeah,
It's
I just-
the original Golden Corral.
It was, yeah.
And both sets of our parents are first generation immigrants.
From,
So we are first generation Americans.
yeah. Yes.
But
That's
we
actually
didn't
pretty cool.
move together. They met in Midtown New York.
Yeah, and then we were born around the same
Around,
time.
like you're a month older or something.
Yeah,
like
a few
that.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, months. And, yeah. Best frenemies. Ever since. Nope, lovers.
It's always hard for.
Lovers, huh? That could make a pretty interesting
Well,
story or drama.
Maybe in the future,
Isn't there a movie about that?
There
Crazy
is.
Asian
Yeah,
Love?
that's us. Yeah. Are you Asian as well?
I already went over that.
Okay,
yeah.
I did not hear that. Okay.
That hurts my feelings that you weren't listening.
Are you
I
guys
was,
gonna
yeah.
Are you guys gonna have Asian accents for your characters? Or are you gonna talk normal?
I think I'll stick with
Normal?
I think I'll stick with.
Gonna talk normal.
I think I'll use normal voice.
I'm just
you know.
gonna use mine
I feel like
as
that.
well because we were born in.
Oh, yes,
in America,
I don't-
So,
so
we're not
I
gonna
don't
have
even-
accents.
Oh, so
we
you
don't
did
even
speech
have-
therapy and stuff.
We just have New York accents.
Yeah, my
New-
guy sound like this.
New
No,
York.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Okay.
All right, so that only explains two of you. What about the other one? How did you all meet?
Well, these three met me at a ski trip, actually. Weird.
I remember
Snow
that.
skiing,
Yeah, I remember that. That was like, yeah.
And they saw
In
that
New
I
York
was
City?
pretty good.
What was that?
In New York City?
Well, we went.
Well, they went on a trip in Colorado.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
that's
what we wanted
actually-
to hear.
That's where I was living at first, and then they were like, "Hey, you should come back with us and hang out," because they found out. I
but in
had
not like a
superpowers.
weird way. Like just like a hey, like why don't you come move into New York with us and like live with us, like the Ninja Turtles in a way.
So you
We're
guys
16.
all went as family, like your families all went to the same ski resort?
Well, actually, we brought moving on to Austin's character. We brought him with our family. So
We met him
Good.
through school. We all had English class.
Yeah, I was the last one to join the group, pretty much. They already
Yeah.
all knew each other.
So you're kind of like visiting New York.
well, no,
Yes.
he
Yeah, you're visiting?
no,
Yeah.
he
All right.
stays there now, right? Or no,
I'm making a decision.
Yeah, he's like-
I'm on the fence right now.
like gonna transfer. He's in
Yeah.
the transfer portal right now.
Gotcha. Austin, what are you thinking over there? You seem like you disagree with all the statements just made.
The ski trip was a repayment for running my family out of business.
It wasn't like
Yeah.
it wasn't.
It was the silver fence.
Who ran your family out of business?
Are you talking about the Golden Corral running your family out of business?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd your family do?
It was we had a restaurant called the Silver Fence.
What'd you
What
cook?
food? What food did you have, bro?
Of like fish, pretty much a Golden Corral before Golden
That's
Corral.
not what Golden Corral serves. It's a buffet.
Golden Corral does have fish.
They
Yeah,
have fish,
they
but
have
he
fish.
said his place serves
Well,
fish.
in this
we were
universe,
the first
maybe.
to bring it at a reasonable price
on the market.
with multiple other options.
Yeah.
And better at cooking
And
it.
that just
So what
ran
else did
Silver
you guys
Fence
have,
out
though?
the ground.
What else did you guys have, though?
To the
Was it
ground.
just fish?
Yeah.
Okay. Golden Corral is a huge buffet in this universe as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to Branson, Missouri, but they got a Golden Corral.
That's
and they got
not where
so
we're
much
from,
stuff.
though.
They got so much stuff in it.
We're from
It's
Ozark,
insane.
Missouri.
Best jello ever.
If you never watched Ozark, you should watch it.
The coconut cream pie.
All right, so next question. We kind of cooked on some relation here, right? So the odd man out is Screechie Deechie. He's the new guy to the squad. Are you guys heroes, or are you doing this to seek acceptance?
It's like
Like, were you just bullied and now you're trying to be somebody?
So my guy was bullied when he was younger, and he started to hit puberty, and that's when he got his powers. And he's meeting people. He met these people at the ski trip, and they all realized they had powers. So he's like, okay, now I feel like I belong. So I'm gonna go hang out with these guys in New York.
So did you abandon your family to move there, or are they with you?
Well, my mom moved with me, but my dad and I aren't on good terms.
Is it because your powers?
It is indeed. He didn't know my mother had powers either, and that's why he left the both of us. And
cooking on this one.
that's,
right
that's
here.
how it goes.
Cooking on this
Yeah,
one.
that
right
sounds
here.
good. That's cool.
What am I?
Are you doing this to be a hero or to?
I am so sorry. I
Or
forgot about the
acceptance.
question. I was so enticed into the
You want me
this,
to reread it?
storytelling. No, I think I got it. No, so I think Nori actually was, destined to be a hero the whole entire time. Actually, yeah, I think his family. I'm not trying to do like the Asian cliche in every single story, but honor plays a big part in this character's life. So, yeah, that's the hero.
As Hanzo would say.
Nope. Nope, we're not doing that. Nope. Let's just move on.
Do it.
Austin.
Honor is all he has
There
left.
it is.
All right, Austin. We'll skip you. You seem to be a little lost. Let's go over to Donnie.
Hey, how you doing? So, I would say Derek doesn't know why he's doing it yet. He's seeing all of his friends kind of do it, and he didn't necessarily deal with bullies, but he didn't quite fit in all the time. Like, he knew everybody, but he wasn't necessarily popular or, like, have really close friends until he met this group. So he's kind of doing it for acceptance and just to kind of see what happens. So, yeah.
What's he doing? Hard drugs?
Perchance.
Sound like a dare, like
Derek kind of move.
a dare kind of move. I was gonna say a dare commercial, but I do like that background.
That's pretty litty. Let's swing it back on over to
He
Austin.
sounds very heroic.
Let's hear that voice, Austin.
I'm going to need the question one more time.
Is your character a hero, or are they doing this to seek acceptance?
Not sure yet.
We'll come back around. We may answer that question in another question. The next question. Some of you have already answered this question, but you might be able to dive a little deeper in the question. So this is going to take part in a fictional New York City that we created. Some of it will be the same, but some of it won't. Our multiverse is going to be Earth 417. How did your characters get to where they are in New York City? Were they born there? Did they travel there? Were they released from a certain facility? How are they where they are now in their current location? How'd they get to Midtown High?
So I'll go back to Screechie Deechie. Like I mentioned earlier, I met them at the ski trip and got along with them real well, and I just wanted to fit in, so I went to New York, decided to join the clan or the team.
Yo.
Whoa. And that's about it. Pretty much just repeated what I said earlier.
What was it? How did they get to Midtown? Was it?
How did they get to New York City?
How did they get to New York City? Yeah, so Nori was actually he was born there. His family, like Donnie, said.
How you doing?
How you doing? Like he said, like, you know, his parents, you know, they're, what did you say again?
They're first-generation immigrants.
There it is.
To America.
Yeah. So.
What country are they from?
China.
From China.
China.
Mine are from the Philippines.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's chilling in New York now.
Heck yeah.
Mine also, obviously, first-generation immigrant family. I'm a first-generation American. My family's from the Philippines. They moved away for a better life. And then they're able to meet Nori's parents early on in their pregnancy, and were able to set up a business plan and open up a Golden Corral, the best buffet in the world.
My character is from Seattle. They moved there because he was locked up in an insane asylum.
Steady trying to find the motive.
He's not from Forks in that same area?
From where?
Forks?
Like the silverware?
Like from Twilight?
Forks?
No.
What is that? I do like that song right there. That was a good song. Hey, buddy.
All right, it's from Seattle. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, they moved like,
Wait, did you say he was in an insane asylum?
yes.
All right, why don't we run that back one more time here? So, you said you were from Seattle, Washington, right?
Yes.
Sorry, I missed that part. And then you said you were in an insane asylum?
Yes.
All right, cool. So go ahead and continue with what you had written down. Sorry, I interrupted.
They moved from Seattle after he was released from an insane asylum. That was in part due to some of his powers.
That sounds pretty crazy. It'd be dope to dive into that.
He is.
So he got transferred to New York City? Or he was released and they just moved there?
No, like he was released and like they moved there to like restart everything.
Gotcha. Fresh start. I like it. All right, I know some of you guys have answered this already, but I'm going to ask the question anyways, and maybe you guys can go into a little more detail on it. Does your family know about your X gene mutation, and how are you accepted at home because of it?
So, Screechie Deechie's family, his mom does know about the mutation because she also has the powers as well, but she kept it a secret for her whole marriage, the whole time she knew her husband, Screechie's father. And Screechie's father ended up finding out when Screechie had puberty, Screechie started farting and making like explosive farts and breaking glass, and his dad wasn't too happy about that. By the way, Screechie's dad is Chris Brown.
Out of left field. Out of left field.
So then he
that is
left.
canon
Caramel
now.
complexion.
That is canon now.
Canon and Earth 417.
But yeah, so his dad left him, and then that's his family biz right there.
I'm not gonna lie. So my character's background's like exactly the same thing as his. I took a lot of inspiration from Turning Red. Really good movie.
That is a good movie.
It's a great movie. Yeah, you know, it's kind of like a curse that his family has passed down, and like Screechie Deechie said, his mother has the power as well. So yeah, I know it's kind of boring that it's the exact same thing, but
I dig it.
Well, it's
I do
actually
too.
it's a little bit different.
yes, it is.
We're just talking about how our parents received it, right?
Yeah. So, do your parents know about your X gene mutation, and how are you treated at home because of it?
So my parents are very overprotective, and so Derek is having difficulty trying to hide it, but he's afraid of what they're going to do because his parents do not have the powers, or any powers. He's been trying to hide it. His powers, it's been difficult. They've had their suspicions, and he doesn't know how to map out that conversation with them because he doesn't know how they'll react. They're obviously very reputable and very professional business people, and he doesn't know necessarily where it came from, but it's from a long lineage.
I like that.
I love it.
My character, yeah, I mean, I guess his parents somewhat know. They just don't know to, like, the full extent, but they keep him on, like, a leash because they don't want him going back to the insane asylum.
On a leash?
Like, not like a physical leash.
I was like, oh my gosh. this is getting
Like
dangerous.
one of those parental
That's where
leashes.
No,
Yeah,
like,
like,
they, like
he's just, how tall is he? How tall is your character? He's like 6'5"?
5'11".
Oh, excuse me. I was like, just imagine like 6'5" guy on a.
He keeps them on
leash.
a backpack.
Like the dude from SpongeBob.
Yeah, it makes sense if he's 5'11".
Do you remember that character from SpongeBob?
Space.
But yeah, they just like don't really let him. They don't want to go like outside or anything like that. Too much.
How much does he weigh? What's his build?
He's 157.
Oh, he's a little boy.
I mean,
That's a pretty average.
That's like
I mean, it's not too.
he's a
it's-
little lanky.
that's
I was gonna say
that's
it's not
literally
too
me.
bad for a 16-year-old
It's
kid.
just me in
though.
real life.
wait.
I'm a little boy.
I just have a bigger build, I guess.
How tall is your guy?
I'm in real life. Oh, my guy is 5'10", 165.
Everybody name out how tall their guy is real quick.
Yo, Donnie.
Duran Dexter.
Yo, Donnie.
He's a cool 5'8".
I like it.
5'8".
He's 5'8", 187 pounds.
Is he going through puberty right now, or is he like already like chilling?
So he was actually homeschooled in Wyoming. That's where he's from.
So that stunts his puberty.
It does. I can confirm.
Well, his parents think that it's puberty because of how fast his hair is growing and how thick it is. He's already started growing facial hair,
Yo.
and his leg hairs and arm hairs are going crazy.
Any other hair?
All of his hair. Anywhere he can grow hair is going crazy.
Going crazy.
But they
Pubic
spotted, they spotted his X gene mutation. He doesn't even know he has it.
Do they just
But,
see his pubes like crazy, wicked
no,
long
one day,
or something?
One day, one
Why
of
are
the
they
cows
seeing his
fell
pubes?
over. One of the cows fell over on the farm, and he just lifted it up by himself and put it back on his feet
With his hair, or just with his
hands.
with his hands?
Yeah, he's got strength, man.
Oh, he's
Sasquatch
super
strength.
strength.
Yeah, super strength.
Super Sasquatch. Strength.
Slim Jim.
Snap into his limb, Jim.
These are Jack
Triple
Links. It's
X.
Jack Links, isn't it? Jack
All right,
Links.
so let's go on to the next question, fellas. At what moment did your character know he had powers?
So, Screechie Deechie found out he had powers when he was in school one day. He was taking a crap, and he farted, and it broke the mirrors in the bathroom.
Did it
And
shatter the toilet?
The toilet had a crack in it. It wasn't like he didn't develop the super farts like really powerful till later on, but that's how he found out. He was freaked out. He went home and asked his mom about it because he was closest with his mom, and that's when she told him that he's got sound manipulation powers.
He wasn't trying to talk to Chris Breezy.
Chris Breezy.
Oh,
He already left, didn't he? He already left?
Well, he left once, like we found out there.
After he
'cause-
beat his... No, sorry.
yes.
Yeah, he said earlier that he left because he found out that he had powers, and he was embarrassed of him.
Derek trained at a local like boxing / MMA gym since he
YMCA?
was 10 years old.
It's the Hustle and Flow Fitness.
Hustle and Flow Fitness.
Okay.
And he's been doing that since he was 10 years old. When he was about 14 and a half, he got mugged in the alley right beside the gym. He just got done with the workout, so he's exhausted. And a group of gang members started beating him up, and then after a few hits, they went right through him because he has phasing abilities. So,
He literally phased from existence, and they fell through him. That's wild. That's actually pretty litty.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll see some shenanigans with that in this campaign. Well, it's not even a campaign, but a mini-series.
maybe. Yeah,
We definitely will.
yeah, maybe.
You guys have
Yeah,
very
maybe.
great stories, by the way. I was very interested in all this when you were telling them. So, Nori, how his character works is like I said, like Reptile. And one day, besides, like, his whole body can turn into an animal, right? One day, he was just chilling, and his arm turned into, like, this, like, great big...
Octopus tentacle.
No, that sounds even cooler. I was gonna say like a tiger's paw. Okay, like a tiger's paw. But I actually like that idea way better. We'll go back and on the drawing board maybe. And he was like, "Yo," right? So he's like asking his parents about it, and like his mom's acting like, "Oh, I don't know." But then she pulls him aside. She's like, "Yo, that's a power that like was passed down from." Our family's, like, full lineage. And so he's like, yo, like, this power is so dope. It's, like, super powerful. Well, then it turns again. He can't control it, right? It turns again. It's like a little koala arm, a little baby koala arm, and he's stuck with it too. He doesn't know how to get rid of it this time. So like 4 hours go by, tiny koala arm. So the power is kind of very unpredictable.
Sporadic.
Yeah, he can't control anything right now. So
We'll see what wild things we can get into.
it's about to get wild. in
What
here.
wild shapes we can get into.
Uh-oh. Wild shit.
Wait, so did your arm turn into the octopus tentacle?
No, it was actually. I'm gonna go tiger's paw. Tiger's
paw.
But maybe like a liger, because those are like far bigger.
You wouldn't even be
Liger?
able to tell the difference
Why?
because the parts that are different on a liger on its feet.
They have to be bigger though. I could tell. Like I definitely could tell. You can't tell. Nori can tell.
Because they don't exist.
Ligers do exist.
Ligers do exist.
Boston
Ever
liger.
been to a zoo, buddy?
They're cryptids.
Yeah, I've been to the San
They're
Antonio Zoo. It's
cryptid.
better.
It's better. Holmes.
I'm not.
Ever been to San Francisco Zoo?
You ever seen
No,
a
I was
zebra
never in
donkey?
California.
Well, it's pretty dope.
Zonky.
A zonkey. Yep.
Zoinks. Like.
All right, we're interrupting Austin's airtime, guys. Let's get it back to him.
It was you.
So does my character know if he...
How did he learn that he had the powers?
I don't know if he knows he has it. He just...
Can you
I mean,
elaborate?
He's just like screwed up in the head. So...
Does he even have powers?
Yeah. I mean, like the insane asylum would know, like would have seen something was up and like told his parents, but they didn't like fully tell him. They just keep
So
him
he
on the
doesn't know that he
medicine.
has powers now?
Nah, not really.
So is he kind of confused on what's real and what's fake? Like what's reality?
Yeah.
His perception is kind of off.
Would be like part of it. Yeah.
It's almost like what was it? Split? That one movie? You remember
Yeah.
what that one dude has?
Or like Inceptions.
I was thinking about the chick on an Umbrella Academy.
I know it's not a movie yet, but
Or,
I'm saying, like, is that what your
Oh
character
yeah. I mean,
is
like I guess
you
it would
know?
be.
Fight Club?
Yeah.
I was gonna
or
say
like
Fight
I know I stole that answer from you.
like
The
Gollum.
Machinist.
Like what? Gollum?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's definitely gonna talk to himself.
So what are your powers for this character? Have you specified yet or no?
No, not
we
yet.
haven't got that far.
Okay, my bad. Excuse me.
Yeah, so once I figure that out, I'll figure out why he was in the insane asylum to begin with.
All right. Is that everybody? Anybody want to add anything?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. So I'm sure everybody's wondering, and I'm sure none of you have an idea, but what is the name of your guys' super friend group?
All right.
What's the name of your team?
I got an idea.
Let's hear it.
Super Team Deluxe.
Super Team Deluxe.
Yeah.
STD?
That's actually awesome.
I actually really like that name. Let's go.
All right. So on your guys' character sheets,
I like it.
on your character sheet, there should be a little thing that says team. Go ahead and write Super Team Deluxe on there. That sounds like a 16-year-old kid name anyways. All right. So do you guys hide your identity in this team, or do you guys just kind of go out in public as yourselves? Do you wear costumes or try to hide anything? Or
I'm actually going to take inspiration from like Shang-Chi, where it's just kind of he's just kind of out there, like doesn't really have a costume. People just know him, like no secret identity.
Yep. I like it. I'm going to also be like that. My guy's actually super cocky, and he's like really proud of his musical talents that he has because of his father being a musician and his mother having those sound effect powers. So he actually likes to show off his powers a lot. And
Does his mom fart as well? Is that what she's good at, or like making it fart, or no?
I don't think he's ever heard his mom fart, actually, because
That's
she
'cause
wouldn't do that in
women
front of
don't
him.
fart.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's just not real. Thank you.
Mine hides it because Derek has a little brother, and he's more worried about getting him hurt than like his parents or anything like that, because they're not like always around or anything like that. They're super busy anyways. So
What's his brother's name?
Is it De'Aaron?
no, it's Daniel.
Damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel.
Back at it
Back at it again with the white bands.
How,
my
how
dad's
old is
name.
his little brother? Really?
He's only 6.
Only
So
6
he's
years old.
little, yeah.
So, 10 year age gap. 10 year age
Yep.
gap. Little.
punk.
Little stupid bitch boy named Daniel.
Oh my.
In a world
God.
where Daniel's brother is a dope-ass superhero, Daniel is a 6-year-old little bitch.
Mom, we gotta get the Golden Corral.
Mom, can I have fish again? Silver Fence is closed down now. We're out of fish.
It's not fair. Derek
We're
gets
out
the
of fish,
powers and I
Mom.
don't.
Not me.
All right, Austin.
I mean, like, he can go out as long as he's, like, on his medicine. You know? Like, I mean, it's like, it, like, tones everything down.
It makes him lucid.
Yeah, he's still, like, crazy, but he's not, like, super crazy.
He's
or
not
anything.
seeing the shadow people with the satellites in the sky. taking
Yeah.
Images of him.
Yeah.
I got you. All right, so the next question. What is your character's personality? How do they act? Like, what are their mannerisms? I know Screechie Deechie kind of already said some stuff, but maybe we can elaborate a little bit more if there's anything different.
I can say why he's like that. It's mainly because this is for you, Dad, for hating my powers. So I'm gonna go ahead and flaunt it because also my mom was like, "Be proud of who you are," and I always did that, and I was pretty cocky.
Cooking
on this one.
He's chefing.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I like to show off my powers any chance I get to, pretty much, and I really like to impress the ladies with my powers too.
He loves them ladies.
Oh yeah,
Has he ever had a girlfriend?
nah. He's the type of person that thinks he has the Riz, but he really doesn't.
The Riz didn't exist in 2006.
Oh crap! The way with the women.
By
I
the
bet.
way, our story is set
He thought
in
it was
2006.
but he actually hap.
I would say Nori is pretty relaxed personality. I'd say he's pretty calm in most situations. Fairly smart kid. I'd say a B student. Nothing too crazy. He's from New York, though. You know, they've died that down. Through a generation, they've died that down. It's watered down now. It's expected less. But yeah, no, he's pretty just chill, average guy, you know.
My character, he's a little. I mean, he's not like. I guess he'd be like a little crazier, you know, not like psychopathic, I guess, but you know.
Is he nice?
I mean, yeah, he's not like mean, but he's also like doesn't like know how to talk, I guess.
So he's pretty passive.
Yeah,
Kind
yeah,
of in his own little world
yeah.
most of the time. Like he'll just randomly say stuff.
I mean, he talks to his like the rubber duck he carries around with him because he
Rubber
thinks it's
ducky.
real.
I can actually cook with that as a GM too. I can make it suggest things.
The rubber ducky.
Yeah. So that rubber ducky might be having itself some screen time here. What's the rubber ducky's name? We can come back to it.
We'll come back to that one.
For my character, Derek Fox, he's a bit more blunt and sarcastic, kind of dry. A little rough around the edges when you first meet him. His parents are kind of tightly wound, super busy, and they kind of just are very strict. But he's friendly deep down, and he's a good person. Yeah.
So one of the things I have on here is like, where's your guys' home base? But I'm going to assume, Golden Corral is where you guys are probably going to hang out. Or maybe the gym. Or
That little,
your parents probably make you work.
No working. Not doing that.
I'm back there washing dishes.
Oh, no, I'm just eating.
Listening to my Walkman.
They're whooping your ass if you're not fucking working for them.
I actually have to work because I have to pay for a new apartment, so I am working there.
Oh yeah,
too.
because he's the Colorado boy.
You're washing dishes with me?
I'm washing dishes with you, brother.
And this is before the 2008 economical collapse.
Oh no.
So rent might be affordable back then. I don't know. I didn't live in New York, so I'm not too sure.
$1.50.
Oh crap! Actually, I was pretty rich too. I guess I didn't need to because Chris Brown was my dad. But he took all the money.
He took all the money.
Yeah, never mind. He took all the money. Yeah.
Royalties.
He made her sign a prenup. They didn't get no money.
We want prenups, yeah.
So the next thing we're going to talk about is the powers that the team has selected. So we are making rank 1 characters. At rank 1, you are allowed to have 4 powers. 4. There are some more rules for powers when you get to higher ranks, but we're going to keep it simple since none of us have really played this game before. So I'm going to open the floor to the team and let them talk about the powers they selected and how it involves their X gene.
I can start us off.
Edge gene.
What?
I said edge gene.
The first power was Face Self. The character and their clothing become intangible and can move through anything as if it wasn't there. Nothing can affect you physically, nor can you affect anything that isn't phased along with them. For my second power, I chose Fast Strikes, which is a martial arts move. The character splits their attacks to make 2 close attacks against separate targets within reach. My third one, I chose Mighty, which is basically just super strength. It's the first one of it, so if I want to upgrade it later, I can. It's just a +1 melee damage multiplier, and then +1 bonus to melee checks other than attacks. And that fourth one is just Repose, which is a melee weapon move, I guess.
And we're going to homebrew this a little bit for the viewers.
What?
You said melee.
Did I?
It's melee.
I say melee.
Well, it's not. You don't just say I say melee.
I think he just did.
But it's melee. Am I tweaking?
I've heard people say melee, right?
I think it's melee.
Melee weapon class, and the character makes a close attack on the enemy who just missed them. If the attack is a success, the enemy takes regular damage. On a fantastic success, the enemy takes double damage and suffers the weapon's special effect.
You came prepared.
I feel bad for letting him go first because it's going to look like far worse over here. Like, I'm just going to say, like, one word. That was very good, though. That was very great.
Did you pick your 4 powers?
Yeah, I picked my 4 powers, but I'm just going to say what powers they are, you know?
Yeah.
That was very professional. Like, give me...
He actually came prepared, unlike the rest of you.
Yeah. That was some good stuff.
That was a
I'm
great,
proud of you. Look at
a
the
great
little smile
handshake.
Over there. Look at the little smile over there.
I'll go next. So, I can manipulate sound. So, I can change my voice, and I can communicate to other animals. And I can make bird sounds, I can make a Sasquatch sound or anything, and I can just call them and communicate them to have them help me out.
So in New York City, you're going to be talking to cockroaches and pigeons.
Pretty much,
Rats.
yeah. It's a useless power.
Well, turtles, too.
Totals? I like totals.
Oh, the Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, they're in the
Ninja
sewer.
Turtles.
Penguins as well.
You say penguins?
Yeah. Penguins in Madagascar.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think about the zoo.
Did they come out yet, or were they out yet?
Oh, yeah, zoo. I can...
2006.
Yeah.
2006.
Madagascar might have came out in 2005.
Dude, that's a
We
pretty
need to do a
old
fact check on that.
movie.
So the one he was talking about earlier was animal communication or comprehension.
Madagascar did come out in 2005.
I think I remember when it came out, too.
So those penguins would be there.
You never know, Marty, Alex, and the gang might show up. We can come back to you if you want.
Yeah, we might have to come back on my other 2 powers.
Okay.
Or my other 3.
Yeah, I'll go. All right. So, Nori's powers, right? So, I already said, how he can kind of shapeshift his whole body and just a single, appendage if he wants to. Now, while that is random to start out, he also has the ability to sense supernatural, like, auras, in a sense. He also has defensive stance. I think that falls under martial arts, if I'm not mistaken. And then he also has immovable. I want him to kind of give like a pretty solid, strong build. Have some assertiveness to him as well. So, yeah, that's it. That's his powers.
I have to wait on mine because I don't know what all the powers are.
That's okay. That's okay.
Just a reminder that the shape-shifting power that Nori has, it is going to be homebrewed to match a rank 1 character. Essentially, it's going to have random effects, and he's going to have to make rolls for it. If his rolls don't hit the target number, me as the GM will decide what he shapeshifts or what part of his body will shapeshift, depending on what he selects.
So my 4 powers are going to be illumination, which I can light up an object, static illusion, which I can create an image, but it can't move or speak.
Which that could actually be really cool to partner with the dude over here that can manipulate sound. So you guys could pop off and combo by creating illusions that can't make sound, and then somebody that can mimic sounds creating them.
Now that's...
I know it.
Then telekinetic manipulation, which is just being able to move objects. And ESP, which is locating other people or things. Or
With
just
your
people?
mind.
With my mind.
So for those of you listening, he did allude to some of his powers. I think you can see that a lot of his stuff will be mind powers, considering he was in an insane asylum. We're going to come back to you, Screechie Deechie.
Screechie Deechie here. So, coming with my first power is Elemental Burst. What I can do is I can make sonic booms, break the sound barrier, so whenever I'm punching someone, it does a burst and pushes them back. I also have Mental Punch, which I can pretty much manipulate people mentally with the music I play and the instruments I play, like piano. I can play a minor chord and make people depressed and use that to distract them.
That sounds like a bad idea.
I also have animal communication, so I can manipulate my voice and make it to where I can speak to any kind of animal, like I said earlier, like a bird or a Sasquatch, if you guys believe in that.
Oh, we do.
That's what I like to hear.
There's two of them sitting at the table right now.
And then I got Disguise, which is also another thing where I can change my voice, but not animals, but to any human being I encounter with or hear their voice, I can mimic that voice and use that as a trickery play. And those are my 4 powers.
Cool. It sounds like this team's going to get into a whole heap of trouble. And remember, we are rank 1 heroes, so our powers are going to be kind of weak and limited to what our X-Gene abilities are. You never know, though. These characters could hit that mystical rank 6 and become heroes of the cosmos or villains, depending on which route they take. I do have one more question that is going to be kind of centered around your character or its details, kind of what they're into. What brand of clothing or what style of clothing does your character wear? Shoes included, and accessories, if any.
He likes to wear No Fear t-shirts and Bum Equipment sweatshirts most of the time, with Wrangler jeans from Walmart. Pairs it off with either Timberlands or Reebok pumps. So yeah,
Ate that down.
might wear some rings and some watches, and he likes to accessorize.
It
with
makes
some
sense why you
silver.
got mugged.
All right.
Screechie Deechie likes to, so he has 2 different styles. He likes to wear, his normal clothing that he wears is normally like tap out, Neff, skater stuff like Monster, Fox, anything, you name it. Zoo York? Yes.
Don't forget about that, man.
I haven't heard that in
He's
forever.
got the DCs,
yeah.
Or the
Those are the
Etnies.
shoes I usually wear. Never heard of Etnies.
They're like the same thing.
Oh,
They just have an E instead of a DC.
lame. DC came first, right?
I don't know.
Probably. Yeah, so that's his first, and then his alter ego is he likes to perform and do music, so he'll wear like your classic tuxedo pretty much with some nice black shoes.
Fire outfit.
Thank you, brother.
No, I'm gonna go with the we're in 2006. I'm going with like the old baggy fit, right? Is that Jinko jeans back there?
Okay.
I mean, Jinko jeans were really starting to phase out, but they were still around.
You know, I'll take. You know, he.
Tall tees were really in.
I was about to say I'm going like because what was that? It's around Soldier Boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm doing the fattest, thickest, like white tee. You know what I'm saying? Mean little jacket over it. Timbs. I like the Timbs. Good pick, Donnie. Donnie. Love that pick. But yeah, I'm gonna go straight baggy fit. AJ.
That's nice.
So do we say, like, the brands, too? Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless your character doesn't wear specific brands and he just has a style.
It'd probably, like... Was Adidas popular back then?
Yes.
So, he'd probably run Adidas with,
Like the shell toes.
No, he's running Heelys.
Heelys?
Heelys.
I'm pretty sure it's a different brand.
Yeah, but like Adidas shirts, all right.
Oh, gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
I jumped the
Not
gun
the
on that.
footwear.
No, he'd wear, like, Adidas shirt, Heelys, and some jorts.
Did you say jorts?
Yeah, some jean shorts.
That's a very interesting style.
Well, I mean, I guess those were in because Stone Cold really wore those, and then when he was out, John Cena came in, and he also wore those.
I was about to say John Cena.
That's back when he was the Hustler of Thugonomics.
That's all they watched in the institution.
What, WWE? You say that. Who's his favorite wrestler?
I mean, no, since he's wearing the jorts, you know it's going to be Stone Cold.
It's Stone Cold. It's Stone Cold. Oh, my God. Those are all interesting styles. I'm surprised nobody went with the emo scene, since that's when it really started to pop off. No one's taking that offer?
No.
No one's wearing the sagging emo jeans?
With the wallet keychain?
No, I was more of a skater boy. So,
All right, so the next thing that we're going to look at is the ability scores. So if you're familiar with any kind of role-playing game, every character has ability scores. In the Marvel RPG, they're a little bit different. They actually spell out Marvel. You have melee, agility, resilience, vigilance, ego, and logic. So at rank 1, you get 5 points to put wherever you want. You guys can put those wherever. You can actually take points away down to -3.
What are the set points for each position? Is there any?
Like a maximum?
No, is there like a set amount you get right off the bat, or do you have to choose those 5 points out of those 6, and then you just have one blank?
So your scores start at 0.
Okay, cool.
And then you can... So the human limit is 3. So unless you have some kind of reasoning or your X gene is mutating it, 3 would be your limit. 4 is the max at rank 1. So if your character doesn't have the X gene mutation to increase your strength, you would just have normal human strength. So your max would be 3. I'm going to look it up in the book and read it verbatim, what ego is. That way we understand what it means. All right, so I'm going to go through all of these scores right now and explain what they do. So melee checks are for like punching and throwing. Melee defense helps against being grabbed, punched, thrown, or otherwise knocked around. Agility. Agility action checks for things like acrobatics, driving, and blasting enemies at range. Agility defense, which helps with dodging or avoiding ranged attacks, and a character's run speed. Resilience. Resilience action checks for things like withstanding extreme conditions. Resilience defense, which helps against being poisoned or infected, and it also affects a character's health. Vigilance action checks for things like investigating crime scenes or searching for hidden objects. Vigilance defense helps against being surprised or ambushed. It's a character's focus, and it's also a character's initiative modifier. Ego action checks for things like intimidating or persuading people and using psychic powers. Ego defense, which protects against psychological trauma and mind control. The use of magical and elemental powers. That's the end for ego. Logic action checks for things like inventing gadgets, solving puzzles, and using complex weapons. Logic defense, which helps against being confused, befuddled, or tricked, and the use of telepathic powers. Does that answer your questions?
Yes,
So think about your character's powers and try to grab the ability scores that best represent their powers.
so you do 5 each, or what?
You get 5 points total.
But you can go negative, right?
You can go
Up to
negative.
3 on each one.
You can go -3 because 0 is like the basic for humans.
So what I'm hearing is you can have all of them even, but 1.
Are you talking about putting a 1 in each ability score?
Yeah, except for 1.
You could do that if you wanted to.
I probably won't. I was just wondering.
And then whenever you get your ability score set, I will leave the mic open for you guys so you can talk about which scores you decided to go with and why.
Melee, agility, and resilience, I all had a 0. Vigilance 1, ego 2, and logic 2. Just because like ego and logic seemed like it was more like psychological and
They fit more towards your character's mind powers.
Yeah, you said something that was like telepathic, so he's got the telekinetic and ESP. So
I like it. It fits the character.
I put 2 on melee, 1 on agility, and then 2 on resilience, because he's been training since he was 10 years old, so I feel like he would be fairly resilient. And then for the melee, because he doesn't have, as of right now, like any weapons or anything for his powers other than being strong and his phasing technique. So there's nothing really for him to like enhance other than just being better at combat. So
Well, you also said he had super strength, so that melee is going to go into that super strength ability.
All right, so Nori. So I put 2 for melee. Agility, I put 1. Resilience, I put 1 as well. Same with Vigilance, and then Fat Snake Eyes for Ego and Logic. I feel like, he doesn't really have... He's just kind of a basic Jane dude on his personality standpoint. So I'm not going with, his ego isn't... I would say his ego is nothing too crazy or too out there, so I didn't feel the need to... I feel like his self-confidence is pretty, just chill. It's pretty just decent.
So, Screechie Deechie's powers, his abilities, is his score on his melee is 1 with his sonic boom punches. His vigilance is 2 because he can tell what's off tone.
He's a
in the
perceptive
room.
boy.
He's a perceptive guy. He knows what's off key, off note. And he's got a 2 on ego because he can manipulate people's personality with the music he plays and
I
the
like
sounds.
I like it.
Thank you.
Cocky boy.
Cocky boy.
He's a cocky boy.
Cocky boy.
Perceptive boy.
Perceptive cocky.
I feel like you guys are just going to manipulate everybody you see.
Yes.
You're going to persuade the villains to stop being villains.
Naruto.
Who's that?
Not
I'm pretty
important.
sure it was going on, yeah.
It was
I
out
just don't
before
know
that.
what it is.
Yes, you do.
Actually, what was
You watched it when you had COVID.
what was really big on Adult Swim back then was Inuyasha.
Inuyasha. I love Inuyasha. Fire. Very clean. I love Inuyasha.
Believe it.
Believe it to achieve it.
Anybody da da. Ba da 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 dee da dee dee.
Ah,
Right next to your ability scores on your character sheet, right next to the box, it should be your ability score defense. You just take your ability score number that you set and add 10 to it, and that's your defense against those specific things. So if you put +2 in ego, your ego defense is 12 because you're adding 10 to whatever your score is. So if it's 0, it will be 10. Once you guys get your defenses set up, we're going to go into health and focus. So your hit points, or your health, will be your resilience times 30. If your resilience is 0, your hit points are 10. So think about this for your group comp whenever you guys are doing combat or anything like that. If you have low resilience, you probably shouldn't be getting into the shit. And then your focus will be 30 times your vigilance score. So if your vigilance score is 0, your focus is 10. Your initiative modifier is going to be your vigilance score. So if you have +2 vigilance, you add +2 to your initiative modifier.
and if you have 0, you just put
If you
0.
if you have 0, you put 0. Your speed
boys.
is 5 spaces. So if we were to play with a battle mat, it would be 5 spaces. Your other speeds, such as climb, swim, or jump, will be half of your run speed.
What's our run speed?
5.
So 2.5.
We'll round up to 3. Your size is average. And then there's a thing called karma. If you're familiar with D&D 5th edition, karma acts just like inspiration. But how you earn karma in the Marvel game, or the Marvel Multiverse RPG, is by doing heroic acts and acting heroic. What this does is it allows you to re-roll a dice, or it gives you edge, which is like advantage. It's like advantage in D&D 5th edition, where you get to roll 2 dice and take the highest number. Edge allows you to re-roll one of your dice. If you have trouble, you have to re-roll one of your dice and take the lowest, just like disadvantage. Your karma is 1 because it's equal to your rank, and you can have as much karma as your rank. You can't get more than your rank. So you guys have 1 karma starting out. I'm sorry, what was that?
I was singing the new JoJo Siwa song. Karma's like the karma's a bitch.
Coming back like a boomerang. I think that's one of her songs, too. Yeah, bro showed me it the other day. It's kind of stupid.
All right, so on your character sheet, there should be an origins area at the top. Your origin is X gene or mutation / X gene or X gene mutation. That's also a tag that you get. So in the tags area, you would put X gene. And all of you guys are students at the high school, correct?
You're correct. I just transferred.
All right, so your occupation is going to be student.
Crap, I put musician. I'll change it.
Put slash.
I do it on the side.
Put slash.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. You're like Austin Moon from Austin Alley.
Yeah, we'll go with student because
Don't
that's your
worry.
full-time job is going to school.
Don't worry.
So
Understood.
you're going to spend most of your time doing that. With student, in your tag section, you're going to get mentor an obligation school, meaning that you have an obligation to go to school, and then your mentor would be somebody of your choice at that school, I believe. Those are under tags. And then you get the trait, Quick Learner, and then we'll go over what that trait actually does. I just realized that we're playing 16-year-old kids, and there's a possibility that you guys could die being heroes.
That's tough.
That is tough, but we'll get through it.
It's an evil world we live in.
All right, and then the Quick Learner. I'm going to read this verbatim for you guys, so you can make a note or you can make a mental note for it. If the character fails an action check, they gain an edge on the check if they try the same action again on their next turn.
What?
If a character fails an action check, they gain edge on the check if they try it again on their next turn. So they get to edge.
So is that like try again?
You get to try again to get the edge.
All right.
All right, guys, I have a question for you. You get to pick one trait for being a rank 1 hero. Do you guys want to pick it, or do you want me to pick you one that I feel matches the character that you described in this podcast?
You can pick it.
You want me to pick it?
You can pick it.
Yep.
All right. So I would say that Screechie Deechie gets the presence trait. The character knows how to command attention on demand. They have an edge on ego checks that involve getting people to pay attention to them or voluntarily do things for them.
I love that so much.
All right. And Derek Fox, he's going to be getting the Berserker trait. The character often loses control of their temper. Anytime they take physical damage, they must make an ego check with a target number equal to the amount of damage done. If they fail, they go berserk and must charge at full speed into combat with the enemy who hurt them. Being berserk gives the character an edge on all close attacks and adds +2 to their melee, resilience, and ego defenses. However, it takes a -2 from their agility defenses as they cannot use ranged weapon. And they cannot use ranged weapons. So you get pissed off and want to whoop some ass.
Oh.
So I found one for Nori. Instead of having to homebrew the shape-shifting ability to kind of fit his thing, he's going to get the surprising power trait. This character can choose a power they normally wouldn't be able to use. The character will still need to have any prerequisite powers, but they can ignore the rank and origin requirements. This trait can be selected multiple times. That way you can control that shape-shifting a little better. And then I don't have to work as hard as the GM, and I can be lazy. All right. We're going to be giving signature attack. We're giving that over to Mclaine. Signature attack. The character is known for favoring a particular kind of weapon or attack power. They have edge when making attacks this way. The trait can be taken more than once. Each time it has to be a different kind of weapon or attack power. So you can't just pick telekinetic manipulation over and over again.
Oh, okay.
And then there are tags on here. I'm going to let the players pick their own tags. These have no mechanical effect on the game whatsoever. These are strictly for narration, and they help the players stay truer to their characters. We're not going to go over these on the mic today because there's a lot of reading involved in that, but the characters will go over those, and they will affect the characters' decisions later on in the mini-series. So that's all we have for today. We've made some beautiful characters. Feel free to steal these characters from us. Use them in your own games if you guys really enjoy them. We do have some more future content lined up with Marvel Multiverse RPG. We plan on running a mini-series with these characters. Try to get them really involved in the X-Men universe. There is an X-Men book coming out next year, and these characters will probably make their return during that saga. But we plan on doing this mini-series and going straight into the Cataclysm of Kang, the pre-written adventure. My name is Batholomew Wrigley. I'm signing off.
My name is Gabe Chisholm, signing off.
My name is Davon, signing out.
Bum, bum, bum.
My name is Austin, signing off.
It's Donnie. Y'all have a great night. See you later, butter potato chicken chips.
Good night.